Hi everyone, it's me. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. There's a notifications bell down in the corner that will notify you as to when I'm going live. And I'm sorry, but I've got a piece of hair here that is just bugging the crap out of me. So I'm gonna fix that real quick so I don't have to look at it during the feed. Let me introduce you to Ro. Rowan is the best girl. She is, yes. And she is my best friend. Okay. Are you gonna say hi or are you just gonna cuddle? Okay. So I want to talk about when situations and kindnesses don't always turn out lovely. Hi, HB. And what I mean by that is I had an experience lately that kind of had me really down. And there was a couple that was living next to our apartment building up in the woods. And if you remember my earlier feeds, and I put a call out, of course, and Seattle Homeless Outreach showed up with sleeping bags and socks, and you know, I had some food and some coffee, and we left that for them. And I have been trying very hard in my apartment building to build empathy and compassion towards the unhoused community. And I do this by sharing my experiences, sharing my work, letting them know, different data when I can. Um, and then we had something happen. The man out of the couple, was caught breaking cult because all of the work I had. Okay, hold on. Is everybody back? Because my connection it said it was unstable for a second. So, so he had stolen the laptop, and it took all of the months of talking and reaching out and educating, and that one action threw that work in the trash bin. And it is going to be a process to start over. Um, and at first I was like, er, but then I realized something. We all have experiences where, hi, Sheila, hi, Kate. We have all had experiences where we have shown love, or we have shown kindness, or we have done something for someone and seemingly had it thrown in our face, or had that person be unkind back, or have that person do things that we didn't think that they should be doing. And here is, after processing and thinking about it, I had to question myself. I had to say, okay, well, did you get them those things? Did you put out a call for help thinking, did it did it matter what their actions after that were, that you got them? Did it matter, were you thinking of, they're deserving of this? And the honest truth is that I didn't. And my actions will continue in kindness and love, because I am not responsible for the actions and reactions of people at all. I'm only responsible for me. And by me acting in a kind and compassionate manner, then I'm showing the world what it can be. HP. I was talking to you on Facebook lately, fresh in the Philippines. Oh, glad to see you online too. Yes, I do remember. And tell your girlfriend hi. Um, so I think that, and I've talked with lots of people about, when they reach out and maybe it didn't turn out that way. And that is the thing. When you're dealing with a large group of people, no matter who it is, you're going to find people that are just unkind, or criminals, or any number of issues that they may have. But that doesn't make you responsible for that. And it's very similar in the way people use the whole, well, I'll buy someone a sandwich, but I'm not going to give them $1 because they might go buy drugs, alcohol, tobacco, whatever the situation is. And that thinking is thinking of trying to gauge what that person's going to do, being responsible after the act of what they're going to do. It is worrying oneself unnecessarily as to whether you are acting in kindness or acting in an enabling manner. And honestly, that's if you are not willing nor are you able to do that, then that's fine. But there's no reason for any of us to say, instead of saying, I would buy someone a sandwich, but I wouldn't, maybe you can just say, I buy people sandwiches. But what that tries to do is it tries to put a moral high ground on the person that is receiving the dollar. It is putting a psychic ability upon yourself as to judge that person's actions later based on a visual cue. And most of it is visual cues. Most people have no idea the different types of mental illness and or their symptoms and or the reaction when placed under trauma or stress, and that of somebody who is addicted to substances. You know, those of us who work around those populations can usually gauge, but for the normal person who doesn't, this is not something that they gauge. They're gauging on visual cues and stereotypical information that they may have. And so what I have to say to people is do what you can. If you can't, there's no reason pointing out what you can't do. Inspire people to do. If you have nothing but a mind, research. Find out what the organizations are doing. Find out what the community is doing. Pass that information along. Passing information along is key. Um, what would be you, Kate? I yeah, pass that information along. If look for ways to help everybody, every single person has a way, whether that be through thought, whatever, to act in a positive manner within our world, even if that interaction is taking time and processing and being able to share that with others. So now that I've discussed that, I want to discuss something else. Um, yeah, Kate, that's true. I do. I have to do that as well. That it isn't about me. It isn't about humanitarian work. Has nothing to do with me, except that I am a human being, and I feel that it is my obligation and duty to promote and ask for the same rights for others that we all have. And beings, because they are very important in our environment as well. Um, come on, you're amazing. So I just wanted to say, though, in all of this, I was able to sit, and as I was processing these things, as I do, I've been struggling with, body-wide strep infection, and which caused a flare in my arthritis because I can't take my arthritis medicine right now. And so I was amazed when I received all these packages, and these packages were of canvases and paint and a sewing machine. And I'm sorry. And and other things that, toilet paper and cleaning products and seeds so I could plant a garden. And I want to say thank you so very much. Thank you to all of you who reach out and make it easier to make sense of things for me, who make it easier for me to still do things while I'm down. Because for me, being able to continually make my world better, make my world more positive, make my world a better place is inherent to my fulfillment and my joy as a human being and my quality of life. And so the sewing machine can be used. I make, as a matter of fact, I have one sitting here. The when I did the other feed about the fringy blankets, there's a lot of scraps that end up getting thrown away. And if they're big enough, I can take that sewing machine and make somebody a quilt when I'm not able to be out there doing outreach because I'm sick. Or I can be, which I got another commission on a painting by our apartment building. Woo! And so I can be painting, or I can be growing food and herbs for those of us in the building or friends or family or the community. These, or baking and sharing it with my downstairs neighbors. These things enable me to grow as a human being. These investments mean the world to me and my life and Rowan's life. So I want to say a very heartfelt thank you. Uh, I'm going to address comments right now because I need to just. I'm so sorry for the ridiculousness of all the well, I'm not sorry because this is me and I'm very emotional. So that is how it is. Okay, Kate, I like to remind myself that try to help, not to get a thank you, or that things make sense. Yeah, exactly. It's about reaching out, and that reminds me, one time we were talking and you're like, what do I do when it's all gone? And it's like that's it. You give till you can't, and then you just know that there are people just like you that are also doing the same. And if we all come together and we inspire people, then more and more come and more do it. And I think that that is so, so important. And Kate, I've watched you grow, I've watched you do amazing things. And I just want to say that you are inspiring and you are inspiring people and making a huge positive difference. HP or Sheila, hold on. When it comes right down to it, you do not have control over anything outside of your own person. Truth, truth. And I had a therapist one time ask me to do a work on that. She had me take a piece of paper and she goes, I want you to fold it. And on each side, I want you to write all the things that you can control. And on the other side, I want you to start a list of all the things that you can't control. And really, the only thing I could come up with that I could control was my thoughts, which could in turn go to control my behavior, which could then control my being. But other than that, it was that was it. But I ran out of room for all the things I couldn't control. And that really hit hard with me. And I didn't realize that how controlling of an individual I really was, and the things that I really thought were within my control and they weren't. And really, the only thing within my control are my actions and my impact upon this world. Um, HP, can you please say hello to Ronalyn? She was so happy when Hi, Ronalyn. Um, Sheila, I love you too. I love you so very much. And I think about you often, and we need to talk more. Boston, I'm losing my mind. I've served my country and can't get any help. I've raised all of my kids by myself with no help. My truck just broke down. I have no money, so life sucks for me. Okay. there is help. Um, but first, to help anybody, we need to determine what they need. And it sounds like if your truck is broken down and you have no housing and you have no food, then it is time to start from ground up. And that means contacting DSHS and getting the minimum of help, which is food stamps and medical. And from that, I know that a lot of times service members are relegated to dealing with the VA, and that can be really a harsh system. And there are organizations out there that will help you navigate that system. I myself am not adequately knowledgeable about the ways the VA can help. In my sphere, I see the tragedies from the inability to help. But I do say that there is a starting point, and if you start there, you can start to gain ground. You will at least be fed. You can get into programs that will help you. There are people that will know what the programs are in your area. So please start there. Okay? Go and apply for those things. Look in your area for community organizations that help vets. Almost every area I know has a nonprofit that you can talk to that understand or can at least give you support during this time, a support group. Um, Finley, thank you. So, are there any other questions or comments? I wanted to really throw that out there. For those of you who are looking for ways to help, I have an Amazon wish list that is on the page. It has a lot of outreach items. I do have to say that pretty much, other than Rowan stuff, there isn't a whole lot of personal on there. I pretty much received that. I really want for very little. Um, Here coming up soon, I will be having a drive, but it will be after the cold weather because for right now, honestly, we need cold weather supplies. It's raining. It is cold up in these northern areas. It's about to get real cold, and we need those warm weather gear. We need those supplies. We need life saving supplies. But if you want to support me in my mission, there is a PayPal link that you can go to. And after this winter, I'm going to be starting a drive for an automobile because I that is one thing that would really enable me to expand what I'm doing just system wise and outreach wise, and all the things that I do could be amplified by that. So anyway, any questions, anything like that? If not, I want to wish you guys the best day from the bottom of my heart. And I want to say real quickly that Sheila, I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to be calling you. So wait for my phone call. I love you. Rowan, can you say bye bye or are you sleeping? Okay. Bye, guys. Have a beautiful day.